If, like me, you love vinegar on your chips, have you ever wondered where it comes from? In North Norfolk, we produce tons of barley that eventually ends up in this bottle. Barley is in fact a type of grass that has been used since 8,500 BC, so quite a long time ago. It looks so like wheat, but the way you tell the difference is barley has hair-like ends. First job is to prepare the field for planting, a process called tilling. This trailer works like a comb and makes the top few centimetres of the soil loose, ready to plant the seeds. In Norfolk, planting happens in 2 stages. The first lot goes in around September, and when the cold winter comes, the growing process stops for a while. In the spring, the barley continues to grow, and at this time, more fields are planted. The reason farmers do this is to allow the harvest to be spread over a longer time. Farmers have to look after their crops, and that includes barley. It needs nutrients, just like us. Although many of these can be got directly from the soil, a little help is given. During the plant's growing cycle, farmers spray crops with fertiliser. This is made up mainly of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, which together help boost the growth of the crop. Fertiliser does the same job as compost does in the garden. It adds nutrients to the soil to help plants grow. Not only do plants need nutrients, but they must drink. Without water, we all die. So when the rain doesn't come for a while, the fields need to be watered with these huge great sprays. The water is pumped from deep underground and spread evenly over the crop. It's expensive, but has to be done. Plants like us can get sick. Not only that, but the crop can be attacked by some types of insects and other plants. Weeds. It would take a long time to weed a field this size, so herbicides are sprayed on the field to kill the weeds. To protect the crop from pests, farmers spray it with pesticides. These are usually a mix of chemicals, and you need different pesticides for different problems. During the summer, as you travel around Norfolk, you will see these massive machines, combine harvesters, driving up and down fields. Because the winter barley is ready before the spring barley, one combine harvester can work more fields at different times. If all the barley is planted at the same time, then it would need more of these expensive machines to cope with all the fields being ready at the same time. As the barley is cut, it enters the machine onto a moving belt that works like a corkscrew, taking the plant into a threshing drum. Here, the barley is shaken and banged to separate the grain. This falls through a sieve into a collection tank. The stalk or straw now continues through the combine harvester and dumped out at the end. When the tank is full of grain, it travels up another belt and emptied into a trailer that is driven alongside by a tractor. No time to waste, so all the vehicles keep moving. The grain is taken straight to storage, where it is dried to stop it from rotting. Lorries then take the barley to be malted. The grain, which is in fact a seed, has water added to start its growing process, or germination. It's not allowed to continue for long, and stopped by drying with hot air. The grain now is released maltose, a little like sugar, and this is used to brew vinegar, in a similar way to making beer. So it's just a big science experiment. You have barley grain, which we have taken out the sugar, or maltose. This is put in water with added yeast and left to ferment. Another word for a type of chemical reaction. At the end of the process, you get malt vinegar that we then put on our chips. Malted barley is used to make not only vinegar, but also beer and whiskey. So it is a process that is worth a lot of money to the Norfolk economy. You just have to walk along any supermarket aisle to see that barley is such an important crop. Like in this cereal, barley is thought to be very good for you, especially your heart. So why don't you investigate for yourselves and see what foods that barley is actually in? It's not just humans that eat barley, animals do too. Barley is packed full of goodness, including protein. As part of a healthy, balanced diet, barley is part of animal feed. Sheep, cows, pigs and chickens all eat barley, and like with us, variety is important, so not barley all the time. But in the winter, when the grass is not growing, then the barley is so important. The stalks or straw of the barley is used for animals as bedding. It makes a soft, cosy place to sleep, keeping out the winter chill. But it also makes really good toilet paper and helps in soaking up all that wee and poo and making clearing out the barns so much easier. So next time you see a field of barley, which I hope you can recognise, just think you were looking at bottles of vinegar, breakfast cereals, beer, whiskey, food for animals, their bedding and even their toilet paper. Not bad for this beautiful looking type of grass.